As Pastor Mike was saying, this time is a time for us to all learn together. It's to share the stories that we're doing downstairs and bring them upstairs. That doesn't make these stories less valuable just because they're for kids. They're actually for all of us. Sometimes we lose sight of how we learn and how what's important, and so this is a time for us to all learn together in the same way. So this week is the first week of Advent, as we've been saying, and it's an exciting time. It's a time that we get to enter in and hope and wait and look forward. So, as a lot of you see, there's a lot of purple happening. And purple was the color of kings and queens and people who had a lot of money. The Roman soldiers or Roman people could wear a little patch of purple on their clothes to identify themselves and to protect themselves when they went to other places. Purple was a significant color. It means a lot. And so at the time of Christmas and Advent, as we wait, we often use the color purple. This season, this first week, we are going to be looking towards Bethlehem. We're going to be entering in a season of mystery, a season of wondering. And the first week is also, ooh, it's shiny, sorry guys, the week of the prophets. The prophets were some of the first people who looked forward. The prophets were people that came so close to God, and God would come so close to them that they would know what was important. They didn't know everything. Oftentimes they would point to some place in the future, some time in the future, because they knew something important was going to happen. Sometimes they couldn't tell you exactly what was going to happen, but they knew to keep listening and watching and looking towards the future. You see here, there's a hand pointing, and that's pointing us towards Bethlehem, to a journey that was taken, that we're all going to enter into this season. We're all going to take this journey together as we march towards, as we walk towards the day that Christ was born. So the prophets were people who pointed towards Bethlehem. One prophet in particular, Isaiah, pointed towards a light. He said, "The people who walked in the darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in a land of deep darkness, on them a light has shined." This was pointing towards something special. They knew things were changing. They knew that something was going to happen in Bethlehem. So they kept talking about it and talking about this light, this thing that we're waiting and watching for. In this season, we light candles too, to signify the prophets, and the first week is also to signify hope. Ooh, this is really the test. As we look at these candles, there's something about the way the light shines. It's in one place right now. It's shining, and we can look towards it and hope and see its beauty. But watch, something else happens when I change the light. If we change the light, it's not just in one place. Watch, it goes out and becomes thinner and spreads across the room. The prophet's light isn't just in one place anymore. It's spread and it's come close to us as we wait and watch and hope. So in this season, this first week, I know this is a short story, but it's a time that we wait and watch and hope so we may become like the prophets and look forward to what's going to happen in Bethlehem. This story is a short story. We expound on it every week, so we'll add different things every week and it will become a little longer. So y'all are getting off real easy today. Some of these stories are really tiny, but that gives us more time to respond. And we love to respond downstairs. It's probably, if you ask the kids, some of their favorite time is when we get to respond, because that means we get to do art. And we get to play with Play-Doh, and we get to play with clay. And the reason we do this is because we might take these stories and interpret them in different ways or find different important things about them. So after we're going to ask a few wondering questions, and then we're going to go into our response time, which is our time of art. So our wondering questions today, though. Wondering questions are questions we ask. We ask because they don't have a single answer. They have lots of interpretations and I don't know how you're going to answer, and you might not know how I answer. So our first question, and this is not just for the kiddos, this is for the adults. We like to all join together when we're upstairs. The first question is, how do you think the prophets listened to God? Zoe. By praying. That's a good way. I wonder if there were lots of ways the prophets listened to God? Yes? Through dreams. Yeah, we know that that's true. I wonder if they could have listened to God through silence or through art or through work or through wondering. How do you think I wonder how the prophets knew that it was God that they were listening to? It's a little bit of a harder wonder. I wonder if it was through other people, through community. We know, we've seen, sometimes it could be through miraculous works, but sometimes I think it might happen between people and communities. Our last question is, I wonder what the way to Bethlehem looks like for you. Zoe. A long way, yeah. It's a long wait, right? Way back, the reason we have 4 weeks of Advent is because way back, the church decided we needed a long time to get ready for this mystery, for this magical, for this powerful moment of a king coming. And so they created these 4 weeks of Advent. But especially when you're young, 4 weeks feels like a long time. Sometimes when you're old, 4 weeks feels like a long time. Sometimes when you're waiting for something special, it feels like a long time too. All right. So, as we move into our time, may we be thinking about the king that's to come. Not a king that was clothed in purple, not a king that was born into a castle, not a king that was born into wealth, but a king that was born in a barn. A king that came quietly and with only prophets announcing his way here.